Hallo zusammen und willkommen auf meinem Kanal. Mein Name ist Blossom und heute zeige ich eine Skrona Garage. I probably butchered that really bad. You know what though? I think the first half, I'm pretty sure I said that pretty well, right? Hallo zusammen und willkommen auf meinem Kanal. I think I said that pretty correctly. But like, for the second part, when after I say that my name is Blossom und heute Siege ich eine Skrona Garage. I don't know if I said that right. Honestly, that part is just really hard. It could. I know for a fact. Okay, I've listened to enough German. I've watched enough Bundesliga to know that it's not und heute siege ich ein Skrona Garage. No, but like und heute zeige ich eine Skrona Garage. I'm not sure if I said that right, but anyway, guys, that basically translates it to hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Blossom and today I'll be showing you a garage, a beautiful garage, and of course a beautiful garage indeed. Hailing from Germany, you guys may know him as the legendary, the one and only Oliver. He has donated his garage over in YouTube form, of course. I'm not in his account, okay, hunch. But yeah, he has donated his account over for us to look at the beautiful garage that is owned by Oliver. Now, one thing that I do want to mention about Oliver's garage, or Oliver as a player in general, Oliver is a pretty unique top drives player. I feel like his breed of top drives player, or his style of play, is relatively rare within the community. We're talking about someone that has a whale-sized garage. We're talking 3,000 over cars, but he plays and grinds clubs like no other man on the planet. I would say as much or even more than I do. In my Discord server, Oliver is the only other person besides me who hosts like 8 mil openings, 100 premium pack openings, 4 mil openings, 10 mil open, that kind of big stuff, okay, whenever a big update comes around. So, you know, he's a player that I respect a lot. And another type of rare breed player that Oliver, I think, is usually when you see players with over 3,000 cars, they're usually whales with massive amounts of, you know, fully upgraded epics and massive amounts of fully upgraded legendaries. But where Oliver just stands out is that he only really maxes what needs to be necessary. He keeps a lot of cars around, but he doesn't max them. He just uses them as potential fuse, or sometimes that he may be scared that he may need to use it in the future. I was talking to Oliver about his epics because he has a lot of useless epics, and I was like, why do you keep all of these? Because here's the thing, guys, every card that you're gonna see in this video are locked. That means Oliver has even more cars unlocked. Can you freaking believe that? But yeah, everything that you see in this garage is locked, and there were a lot of crap epics. And I asked him before this video went live, when I was looking at the garage before I started recording, I was like, why do you have all of these stock epics? And but I will continue talking about the story when we get there, but let us begin our journey, shall we? So let's get into it. Oliver's garage. We're starting off with the comments, and I mean straight off the bat, I will tell you right here, right now, there's a lot of weird stuff, okay? We're talking 5 max Bristol 403s, 5 max Alfa Romeo Matas, or I think as Ali likes to call it, I think it's like Mr. DNF or something like that. I mean, it's very interesting to see though. Like, you look at the different specs that you see over here. Look at all the different 0 to 60s, 32 seconds, 27.7 seconds, 28.4 seconds, 29.6 seconds, and 29.3 seconds. This is like, what the freaking hell is this, bro? I mean, comment down below if you know what are the different, I guess, tunes for each of these cars. But yeah, that's I can tell you right now, 32 seconds, that's the 6991 right there, 100%. But anyway, we'll continue on this garage, and as you can see, it's very quirky. You know, you got 5 Isettas, you got 5 Citroen 2CVs, and you're gonna be seeing a lot of duplicates in this garage. Oliver, first and foremost, he is, I think, a collector. Not only, well, he started off as a German collector, I know that for sure. He started off as a German collector. Oliver's favorite brand is, of course, BMW. Again, 5 Chevrolet fleet lines, because why? I really don't know why, but yeah, Oliver started off as a BMW collector first and foremost. He, I think, transitioned into a German collector, and now he's just a collector of absolutely everything. Basically, I think the main ethos around Oliver's garage is that he kind of wants every car so that he can be prepared for any event to come around, but he isn't going to upgrade anything until it's absolutely needed. But then again, that's usually for the higher rarities. All of these max commons, especially the ones that comes in duplicates of 5, Oliver, you may comment down below what's the reason for a lot of this. The funniest thing, okay, the funniest thing about this garage, in my opinion, okay, is the fact that, especially this collection, this common collection, I think everyone can agree that he has almost every common in the game. If not, he has every common in the game, besides the newer ones, I would say. And he has a lot of them in duplicates as well. But it's funny because Oliver plays clubs, you know, kind of like how I play clubs, in a sense where we're both really fed up of common requirements. Like, we don't like common requirements. We don't like the common meta because it requires us to think way more than we really want to when it comes to chilling and playing a game like Top Drives. I mean, if I really wanted to think like a rocket scientist, then I'd be a rocket scientist. You know what I mean? The common meta is just a piece of crap. But the thing is, right? Oliver and I, we don't like commons. We're the kind of people where when we see commons in clubs, like ×3 commons or ×5 common anything, we won't even bother to do 5 races. We just put in the 5 available cars, whatever the requirement is going to be. 5 available cars that fits in the RQ. We play those 5 cars. We do the 1 race and we come back in 30 minutes. We get our 3K or whatever the amount is going to be, right? And I think it's just really funny because this is the first time I'm really seeing Oliver's entire new common garage as a whole. And it's just funny to think that, you know, Oliver, you and I, we roast the commons in clubs all the time, but you actually have the common garage to actually be competitive. But even though that the pieces are there, you would still have to think really, really hard in order to be successful. So it's just funny, man. It's just funny that your common collection is so massive. Because here's the thing about me, guys. I've been selling commons. Like, I have been selling a lot of commons in my collection. Like, so much so that from my last garage showcase, from my own personal garage, if you took a look at that video and you counted the amount of commons I had at the time when I recorded the last garage showcase for my video, the number of commons in that showcase for my own garage is probably bigger than the current amount of commons I have sitting in my garage right now. That is how many commons I have sold away. I mean, when you think about it, from the new updates that we've gotten, right, like PL 15, 16, 17, I think from 15 I've only collected about less than 5 commons. From 16 I collected about 3 commons, and from PL 17 I've collected 1. I think it's 1. I literally think from PL 17 lock to lock, I think I only have 1 common Morgan. That's it. So what I'm trying to say is that there are more commons going out of my garage than coming in. Yes, this is a revolver. Yeah, I like this is like my fidget spinner, bro. This is actually my fidget spinner. This revolver is my fidget spinner. It's a toy, don't worry, okay? It's not real. But yeah, moving on back to the Oliver's garage. I mean, as you can see, he's got literally everything here. It's like a pawn shop for Top Drives cars. It really is just incredible. But now we move on to the rares. But yeah, I just think it's really funny that he has a really massive common collection, but he hates commons as much as I do. And even though that his common collection is growing and growing and growing, mine is literally decreasing in size. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this year, my common collection will go sub 100. I think it'll be less than 100 cars. I think currently it's sitting at 130. It used to be like 150. I'm just slowly getting rid of them. I really do not like Hutch, please, you need to revamp you know, that rarity. I mean, at least make them look presentable. I mean, the fact you give commons gray for a color is literally just telling the players, oh, this rarity is insignificant. At least that's the message that I get when your rarity color is literally gray. But anyway, we're moving on with Oliver's garage over here, and as you can see, there's a little bit of everything. It's funny because if you see a weird rare with a weird spec, it's because each car here has a story. I do believe that, okay, so we have the 5.482 Donkavort, that's 969. You have the 699 Donkavort, which is 5.582. And I'm pretty sure there was a prelim, I think sometime last year, where a 699 Donkavort, that blue one that you saw, was actually like the car to use. I'm pretty sure that's why Oliver has it. So it's really interesting to see, because Oliver, you know, first and foremost, he is a collector, but he really doesn't upgrade anything that isn't German, I would say, unless it's particularly like needed for not only clubs but a special tri-series. So like every weird tune you see in Oliver's garage probably has a story behind it, which I think is very interesting. Now, this is something that I found was really rare when I was looking through Oliver's garage the first time. This is a very rare sight. You don't see this often in Oliver's garage, and that is a 1-star rare. That 924 may be the only 1-star rare that I actually found in this collection. And also, guys, for those of you wondering, Oliver has some wishlisted cars like this Chevrolet Impala SS. He already told me before the video, the cars that he has wishlisted are basically cars that he wants duplicate of. So if he has a wishlisted Monte Carlo, it means that he wants another Monte Carlo. So for example, this Di Tommaso Vallelunga, which I think is a pretty good car, although since it isn't wishlisted, it means that Oliver doesn't need a second one. And to be fair, you don't, especially if it's the same RQ as the Opel GT. You don't need it. It's a very niche car for clubs, but then again, Oliver is a club player, but at the same time, it's not like a car that you need to use all the time. I would probably, you know what, back in the day I would recommend the Ghibli SS, but now you have the Maserati Bora, which is the better car in the test pool, so yeah, you don't really need that anymore. But yeah, if you guys want to know why some of the cars in Oliver's garage are wishlisted, it is because he wants more of them. So like that Porsche that just passed as well. Three MX-5s, Oliver. Is that enough for you? Really? For a club god? Is that actually enough? But yeah, he also did mention, you know, if there were any cars that I would think that he would need to wish list to get duplicates of. But right now, I really don't see any. I mean, all of the best cars that I see over here, like the H2. Well, to be fair though, the H2 SUV is better than the HU SUT. So if I were you, I'd be collecting SUVs over SUTs anyway, Oliver. Yeah, Hornet is a fantastic car. The Chevrolet Corvette C4 is an interesting one. I would probably get a second one, Oliver. I know that you are an endgame player, so I feel like for an endgame player, it would be pretty beneficial to have a drag spec version of the Corvette C4. It's the Corvette C4 to me is basically just an American version of the Alpine GTA V6 Turbo Le Mans. You know what I mean? Like, they just have really good MRA. They both have the same energy. You know, they're both red like that. But anyway, we're moving on to super rares now. Checking out Oliver's super rare collection, and as you can see, he has a Max Atlas. I think that is a 969 Atlas though. I don't think Oliver is the kind of person that would make a funky upgrade. 5.879, that's probably 969. I don't own an Atlas. I don't know what a 969 Atlas looks like, but I think that seems about right. I think 79 seems about right. But moving on from the collection, let's see what else. 2 Avenger RTs. I mean, yeah, that's good, but it's always, you know, if you want to have 3 or 4, that I wouldn't complain about that. You know, this is just a very solid collection. 2 Stagias as well, 2 Chargers. I think what I'm getting from Oliver's garage is that 2 seems to be the perfect number. Like, at the end of the day, you don't really need more than 2 unless you want to do 30 races in clubs, and I feel like we just don't have the time for that anymore. So having 2 is just enough if you want to get 5 races in clubs. You know, 7,500, that's the sweet spot, right? Top 10 with a silver place. No, sorry, top 10 with, yeah, top 10 finish with silver participation. That is like the sweet spot. But moving on with this collection, man, it's really interesting. What I find the most interesting in Oliver's garage are all the new lock-to-lock cars, because the reality of the situation is not a lot of players actually upgraded or actually bothered to upgrade the new lock-to-lock cars, especially the super rares, unless they were particularly forced to. So cars like this Morgan Roadster 3.7. Now, don't let this car deceive you guys. I know 4.40 to 60 is incredibly low for a super rare. It's very, very impressive. But you need to remember that the Morgan Roadster is a jack of all trades, master of none. It has no MRA, it has no top speed, it has no handling. Once it will get off the line fast, right? Against any other super rare within its category of this mid-range super rare, it'll get off the line faster than almost any performance tire car, but it will suffer. It will suffer after that, okay? So, but it's very interesting to see like those cars max. Like the BMW 740i, I really like that photo. Or maybe I'm being biased because I really like the car. I've never unpacked it before and I really want it. 5.880, I mean, those are crap stats. And shout out to the German language, by the way. That standard is literally just standard. I think that's hilarious, to be fair, because like you should see the German word for all surface. There you go, right there, right? Alle Oberflächen, like. And then standard's just standard. And obviously we have our favorite with Leistung, and I think like a slick is like Alpha something. We just passed it. That Alpha was slick tire, but we'll see it again later on in the video. Yeah, that Jag is like, yeah, it's like Alpha Roth, whatever it was. We'll see it again later. We missed it again in the Jag. Obviously, guys, when you're watching this video, feel free to pause the video whenever you like. But this is obviously a very, very big video, and we want to see the good stuff. So I'm getting through the lower rarities as quickly as we can. But once again, it's really hard to tell that he's actually a German collector. I mean, over here, I guess. Ooh, this is an interesting one actually. 2 Max 640Ds. Why are there 2 Max 640Ds, Oliver? Let me know down in the comments below. That's a pretty interesting one. Was it only, you know, for Year of the Rabbit? Is that the only sole reason? Yeah, we got 2 of the Max G Wagons as well. Those are really cool. The Biguas are pretty cool as well. I kind of appreciate those. Yeah, and there you go, 5 Max DB3Ss, which is really, really impressive. I only have 3 Max. I have 5 of these, to be fair, but only 3 of them are Max. He's got 5. 3 of them are drag spec, so basically the same with me, and he has 2 fast circuit spec, I believe, with 4.083. That probably is 969, so that's pretty cool. And then we move on to ultra rares. So ultra rares is where things gets really juicy, I would say, or maybe epics, because Oliver is a collector of really good cars. Obviously, if you're a heavy club player, you're gonna need, you know, big duplicates of very good Blossom Choice cars, like the Dodge Circuit EV, for example. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of these in Oliver's garage. And so far, I think everything that he's like wish listed makes sense. The Tipo Birdcage, I don't know why you want to wishlist that. Maybe because is it even Year of the Rabbit? I'm not too sure. Nice to see that you didn't make a mistake of the G40. Now I just want to let you guys know, rule of thumb when it comes to ultra rares, if you want a 969 or 699, the way I would do things is that if the 0 to 60 is above 6 seconds, I will go 969. If the 0 to 60 is below 6 seconds, I will go 699. That's a general rule of thumb. Obviously there are exceptions, but that's basically the general rule of thumb that you guys would probably want to follow. But yeah, moving on with this collection, I mean, look at just look at this entire, like, he's got every single Bentley maxed out. I mean, he is first and foremost a collector, and to be fair, when it comes to ultra rares, I too am a collector. I would love to have every single ultra in the game. That will also mean that I would have to collect every single Morgan, every single Audi, but that is something that I'm willing to take for the title of every ultra in the game. But not only do I want every ultra in the game, I want every ultra rare maxed. I'm currently sitting on, I'm very, very close to 600 max ultras. When I hit 600, I will obviously make a video about that. I think I'm currently sitting on 586, so just about 14 more ultras to go until your boy has completed that collection. So I'm very excited to show that to you when that is done. And as you can see, huge BMW collector, BMW M5, M6 convertibles, 3.787, that's a drag spec, and then 2 640i X Drive Grand Coupes. Those are pretty interesting as well. It's kind of like the German Dodge Stealth, as I like to call it, but obviously it has traction control and ABS, where else the Stealth does not. But the Stealth has a lower 0 to 60, I believe. But moving on to the rest of the collections, once again, the main thing that I want to look out for are cars that Oliver has not wish listed, and right there I want to check on that Jag. The Jag is pretty decent. The one that you see over here, the XKR 175, I'd probably get a second one drag spec and 1699. I'm assuming that the one that you have is actually, that's, I don't know, Oliver, that's 699, isn't it? The thing is that XKR 175 has really good MRA. Like, I would drag spec that. I'm pretty sure that the one that you have is 699. I think 90 handling is 699, unless that is drag spec. Let me know down in the comments below. But either way, it's good to have 2 of those cars. Same thing for the Mercedes-Benz CLS 500. What I love about the CLS 500 is that it is a well and true RQ61 Centaur car. It doesn't have any inflated RQ because it has medium ground clearance or anything like that. No, it doesn't. For a rear-wheel drive standard, it has a very low 0 to 60 compared or paired with decent handling as well. It's a very good car. I wouldn't say it's very good, but it's useful. It has its moments. I like it. And then obviously moving on, we got a lot of strong cars over here, like that, well, I was gonna say the Aeromax, but it is a Morgan. It is not strong, it's just that the 0 to 60 is impressive. The Lotus Esprit V8, that's a car that I've been looking for quite a while. I unpacked it as an epic, but not again as an ultra rare, so hopefully we'll get more of those. We got 4 Auto Deltas, 2 of them are drag spec, 1 is 969, 1 is 699, and 3 Zenuses as well. That's always very nice to see. Then we have some Porsche 911, some Pontiac Torrents, only one. That is Oliver's weak spot right there. Only one Peugeot 306 Maxi. Hopefully you get more of those, especially with all of the with all of the Year of the Rabbit packs coming out right now. I do hope that you do get yourself another 306 Maxi. But yeah, moving on, it's really interesting to see how efficient, I mean, obviously Oliver is German, so he is going to be efficient. But how efficient he is with just upgrading all of these Morgans. We've not even needed to use any of these Morgans in any event whatsoever, but he's already gone and upgraded all of them. And the Morgans, I mean, they're basically what you'd expect. Like, they're just jack of all trades kind of cars. Their 0 to 60s are so strong for ultra rares, but their handling is just crap. And they don't have MRA, so they don't have anything to back up their 0 to 60s either. But yeah, that's a very nice collection right there. It's just nice to see how fast you've upgraded everything, to be fair. 3.386, like 3.3 over 0 to 60 for an ultra rare is incredible. It's incredible. They're legendaries that probably can only hit 3.3, so that's always really nice to see. Honda Legend, you might want to get another one, but maybe 2 is, you know, the perfect number for you. So if that's the case, congratulations, you have both of them. And I think I just overshot a card, didn't I? There was a card that I really wanted to talk about, but I didn't see it. Is it because it's RQ62 and I just didn't, and it flew over my head? It's a BMV that I want to talk about. You have it wishlisted. I know this because I saw, is it 63? It's the really good standard tire BMV. Like, it's the one that I have been looking for a very long time. It's a great car for, you know, yeah, there's 63. There you go. Yeah, the 420i X drive, man. 4-wheel drive standard tires with 89 handling is incredible, and medium ground clearance as well. The 0 to 60 sucks, so don't put it on a twisty circuit or fast circuit or anything like that. But you know, it's a super useful car for slalom, car park, G-force. It will beat epics for sure. So that is a very strong car. And then we move on to epic. So like I said earlier on in the video, guys, Oliver has a lot of just crap epics, and the main reason for why he has all of these, and Hutch, this is your fault, it's because of Horror Show. Horror Show, obviously, like, they gate kept it and you needed to use the Mercedes 6x6, so Oliver is just afraid that something like that will happen again, and he really needs an epic, like one particular epic, and that's why he wants to keep a little bit of everything. Bear in mind, this, what you see in Oliver's garage right now, are his locked cars, and only his locked cars. There are more cars than what you see over here, which is insane. That's a very interesting way to spec things out though with your caterhams. You don't have a single caterham max, but you do have 2 caterhams with max handling. That is very smart. That's something that I've been thinking about for my garage as well. I have 5 of those caterhams. I have maxed 1 of them, but I feel like for the others, I should probably just max the handling. Like, that would be good enough to make a difference in clubs, in my opinion. Because obviously, if you want to max 5 caterhams with ultra rares only, although I would say that it's kind of worth it, at the same time, you're also spending, like, how many? 15 times 5 ultra rares? Yeah, nah, thanks, man. Nah, thanks. No. There are too many epics that I've not upgraded that I want to touch. But yeah, welcome to the epic bank over here. Just a little bit of everything. That Firenze is a pretty rare car. You see the one at the bottom over there? My gun is pointing on it, I think. Yeah, I don't have that. It was Christmas collection last year, and I think Christmas collection was like really bad, and paired to the fact that I was just incredibly busy last year, so I never got it. Also, Oliver, so much respect for you. Well, I'm actually surprised, to be fair, because you are a BMW collector, but you actually don't have a 1-star M5. Now, Oliver, like I said earlier on, he's a very similar collector to me. He plays, you know, he has a very similar play style to Uncle and I, where it's maxed or nothing. So I understand why your M5 Jahre edition is stock. But at the same time, there was an event where that car was actually very useful, and I'm surprised that you actually didn't use it. You probably have better options, so that's probably why. But yeah, I mean, that's a really good car though, so I'm surprised to see that you don't have it maxed. It probably is on your list for cars to max, to be fair. I mean, it is the German Charger juice. That's basically what it is. You know, they're both low 0 to 60s. They're both saloons. They're both in the same, you know, 2000s. And I think the Jahre is 2000. I know the juice is 2000. And yeah, they're both saloons with good MRI basically. But yeah, moving on to the high end over here, and I truly envy this, because I think a lot of you guys will know that I've been craving that GTA for the longest time, man. I really want that Alfa Romeo GTA. That actually looks like a pretty decent car as well, the BMW i4. The fact that it has 4-wheel drive and it has a very low 0 to 60 of 3.2 seconds and 90 handling, and that car isn't even maxed yet. As far as 4-wheel drive goes, that's not too bad at all. That's not too shabby. But then again, you look at the cars next to it, the i8 Roadster and the Speed Coupe, although they don't have lower 0 to 60s, they do handle way better. But we need to remember that that i4 M50 is also a saloon, so they won't be meeting that i8 or Bentley too often. And we end off with the legendary collection here in Oliver's garage. So once again, guys, pay attention to how many upgraded and max legendaries Oliver actually has, because Oliver has a massive garage, guys, over 3,000 cars. You would expect him to have something like what Cannonball. Yeah, Cannonball has over 15, sorry. Cannonball is over 50. I'm not gonna violate you like that, Cannon, but yeah, he has over 50 max legendaries, okay? And Oliver, my buddy over here, only has like 4, I think. I mean, you're gonna see. He also doesn't have a lot of duplicate max legendaries, which I think is pretty interesting. He's got 3 of the 956C, which is very nice, but as far as duplicates go, he doesn't have a lot of them. And I don't know if it's because he sold it away or if it's because he fused them or something like that. But yeah, man, I think in total, I'm pretty sure that he only has 4 max legendary. So he's gonna show you, yeah, out of his 3,197 cars, that is like 600 cars bigger than me. He's going to show you his fully upgraded cars now. So out of his 3,197 cars, 2,668 of them are fully upgraded. Oliver has upgraded 2,668. Dude, that is just great. That's what the hell, man. But yeah, look, yeah, 5. So he has 5, and obviously he's a German collector. So as you can see, bang we have the Porsche, you know, Müller, of course. And one thing I love, Oliver, I've never said this to you, but I just love you, because every time we talk about the 25, we never call it like the GT2 RS Club Sport. He just calls it Müller, and like immediately I just know, oh yeah, he's talking about Müller. Yeah, it's Müller. Yeah. So he's got Müller maxed. I believe that the Nissan R390 was for a prize car, and then the BMW M5 and the M5 competition is because he is indeed a German collector and a BMW collector foremost, because that is indeed his favorite brand. So yeah, guys, that's Oliver's entire collection right there. As you can see, as strong as this garage is, there are some weak spots, man. There is no Peugeot 905 in there. I don't remember if I saw a pro car either. But at the end of the day, and at this point, I don't know what any of these mean. Nicht its Besitz, nicht Preis Auto. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's just a very strong collection at the end of the day. I think I want to go back real quick to see if he has the pro car. I feel like a lot of people actually missed the pro car. I don't know why. Is it just me, or like a lot of like whales that I know, or like big game players? Yeah, no pro car. Very interesting. Okay, well, anyway, guys, that's going to be it for well, I'm not gonna end on no pro car, just end it like that. We must end on a high. So let's go back to his max. There you go. That's a beautiful sight to see. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. That is indeed Oliver's garage, one of the biggest club players out there with a very beautiful collection. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace!
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac.